My name is Azan Taiwo Soweto. I'm the National Coordinator of the Education Rights Campaign and one of the organizers of the End Bad Governance movement here in Lagos State. Yesterday, myself and other organizers of the End Bad Governance movement and CSO activists in Lagos State were invited by the Lagos State Commissioner of Police for a parley over the forthcoming October 1st protest, which we announced to take place on Tuesday next week as part of the campaign against the condition of hunger and hardship caused by the President Tinubu's anti-poor policies. At that parley yesterday, the Commissioner of Police went at length to assure us that his men are going to be of good behavior on October 1st during our protest. Of course, this is not the first time we have had similar promises from the police. So we are going to hold the new commissioner of police to that promise and see on that day whether actually we can believe that promise. However, on our own part, no intimidation whatsoever, no threat of attacks whatsoever, would stop us from continuing to mobilize for the forthcoming October 1st protest. And that is why we have continued to mobilize ever since then. And we are urging all Nigerian people, the workers, the youth, the poor, to be prepared to come out on Tuesday, October 1st, 2024, in protest and demonstrations against the hardship and the hunger that faces us in this country. Our right to protest can never be taken away from us, so that we are joining the police to ensure that they respect the right of Nigerian people on that day. We are also urging the Nigerian people themselves, to not to allow any provocation whatsoever, to make us to become unruly. It's very important to us that our protest is kept peaceful, because that is what will ensure that there will be no distraction, from the real demands that we are making. We want October 1st, to be about the condition of hunger and hardship that is facing the Nigerian people. And that is why all of us have to ensure that we take our time to come out, to join the protest. This protest is taking place, at the Ikeja under bridge, from where, we are going to march around different parts of Lagos State. The protest, once again, is about the condition of hunger and hardship, forced on us by the anti-poor and neoliberal capitalist policies of the Tinubu administration. These policies include, the removal of fuel subsidy and the associated increase in fuel price, the increase in electricity tariff beyond what ordinary Nigerian people can afford, naira devaluation, and other criminal policies that this administration has been implementing from May 29 last year, which have conspired to make lives even much more miserable for ordinary Nigerian people. Today, hardly can many poor Nigerians be able to afford even one meal per day. People are starving in different parts of the country. Suicide is increasing at an alarming rate. Many of our people are out of jobs. Those who have employment do not have good pay. The 70,000 minimum wage that the government recently passed, even though it is they are only starting to pay it now at the federal level, yet even that wage has been overtaken by inflation, because that amount, 70,000 naira, is not even up to, the price of a bag, of rice in the market. So that in that sense, even Nigerian workers have a reason to join the October 1st action. Our demand is that there must be a further increase in the minimum wage up to 250,000 naira in order to take care of the real needs of the people. Real living wage is possible in this country. It is possible for government to use the resources of this country to make life better for all. The only reason why this is not the case is corruption as well as capitalism. And that is why the struggle to end bad governance must also be about system change. It must be about ending, the corrupt system of capitalism, and replacing it with a democratic socialist alternative, which can ensure that the huge wealth that this country is endowed with, can be made available to make lives better for all. At the moment, the huge wealth of this country is trapped only in the hands of about 5 billionaires who have more money than the rest of over 230 million Nigerians. That extreme inequality of wealth, cannot allow a society to develop, and that is why we need an egalitarian socialist alternative in order to ensure that Nigeria's wealth, can be made available, to ensure that lives is better for all. And that is why part of our program, should be that the key sectors of Nigeria's economy, ought to be nationalized under democratic workers' control. That is the only way that the wealth of this country, it is huge resources, can be available to make lives better for all. If you continue to implement policies of privatization, of deregulation, what will continue to happen is that more of the wealth of this country will continue to go into the hands of a tiny few, while the vast majority will